Civil rights is tipped off at the exact same time that the State Department's saying, yes, we need those guys to go to Africa to kind of put a good face on the United States because our image has been tarnished at home. And so that tipped off this whole 2 decades of State Department-sponsored jazz tours. And so, and then right away, as Dizzy Gillespie, those are his band members, not actually Dizzy himself, but you can see kind of the integrated nature of the band. I mean, you've got bassist, drummer, and saxophonist there in Athens, minus Dizzy himself. But white and black, playing together, traveling together, living together, and that's the kind of image that the State Department wanted to put forward about America. They wanted to say, hey, look, this is what we are, not that stuff that's, you hear about back at home. That's not us. This is us. This is the image of America they wanted to portray, a positive image of, kind of everyone getting along together. Well, that's the State Department's motivation, but very early on we can see a different motivation by Dizzy Gillespie and all these other musicians, that they had rather different reasons for going along with this thing. They knew that they were being sent by the State Department to kind of garner this goodwill for American foreign policy. But right away you can already tell that what they wanted first and foremost was a chance to play. That's what they wanted to do. These guys, they knew very clearly that this was something that would have been literally impossible as a commercial tour. They couldn't, even with the State Department sponsorship and money, it was almost impossible to get a decent piano in Accra in Ghana or someplace, let alone one that was in tune. The logistical tail on this whole thing is enormous. And so they knew that this was something that they were never, ever, ever going to get to do besides. And so, first of all, a chance to play. And second of all, they saw this as kind of validation of not only their art form, but also of them as Americans, right? You have African Americans who for whom jazz had kind of been sidelined as lowbrow kind of culture. And then suddenly the State Department comes to them and says, we want you to go be our ambassadors in the world. And they say, yes, finally, someone gets it. Someone appreciates jazz for being great music and a great art form. And they appreciate me, an African American, for being capable of being that face for the United States in the world.